Hello folks, welcome to Rocky Drake Outdoors. I'm Rocky Drake. Folks, this video that you're about to see, I filmed last November in the fall out on the Tennessee River on Wheeler Lake. A friend of mine and myself, we're out there throwing live bait. Now, if you like to fish live bait, October, November, that's the time to be out there. But you know, a lot of folks, they don't fish in the fall. They do this right here. They go deer hunting. See all them deer right there? Well, I used to do that, as you can tell, over the last 35 or 40 years, but I don't hunt much no more. I mainly just fish. But I have had some requests on my YouTube channel. Folks want me to tell them a little bit about some of these deer behind me here. So I'm gonna do that at the end of the video. Folks, appreciate y'all tuning in. Let's get down on the river now and catch some fish. Well, folks, out here on the Tennessee River, got my good friend Ed Tomlin with me today. And we're gonna pull up here on this bluff right here, fish that chunk rock bank down through there. I'm gonna throw a pretty good size bait because I know these big fish, they like big minnows. Oh, here's fish right here. There he is. Yep. This good fish right here, y'all. Oh, what a beautiful fish. My goodness, what a pretty fish. It's a big smallmouth, y'all. Big one's a good way to start out. I mean, a fighter too. Get that big smallmouth. Look at him, one, y'all. Folks, look at that, what a beautiful fish. Woo, just a beautiful smallmouth. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ed, you gotta get you a big one now, boy. All right, Miss Fishy. There she goes back down in there. That's a good way to start, man. We just pulled up here too. Woo, I love it, I love it. Ed, get you one. Hey, main thing, folks, you gotta have fun when you fishing, man. That's what we do. Ed back there, he's a cat man. Yes. He loves catching big catfish. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a catfishing show together too. Absolutely. I ain't got nothing against no big catfish right here. Hey, I won't catch anything. It don't matter to me. I like catching smallmouth, but I'll take a big old spotted bass. I'll take a catfish. I'll take whatever. Where we sitting? Where I just caught that fish. Look at that. It's 31 feet of water. That's where the boat's at. And 62 degrees. Well, when you throw up, as that bank slopes down, it gets different depths. So you just got to throw up and find that right depth where those fish are kind of hanging out. Well, hit me a pretty nice sized minnow this time too. I might just use this, do this right here. Now, if there's one thing I do know about big smallmouth bass, folks, they like to stay close to deep water. They might not be in it at that time, but they like to be close to it. It's exactly the situation we're sitting in. I mean, it's 31 feet deep right here. You get up there close to the banks, as it slopes down, they could be down 10 feet, 15 feet, and they could be anywhere down that bank in different depths. Throwing it upriver, upstream, because them fish, when they're laying there with their nose into the current and as stuff comes by, they just run up there and grab it, and that's what you want. It's just a matter of getting it in front of one. So I got this spot lock trolling motor here, and this thing here, it just sets you still right here in the middle of the river with the current. And we're just sitting here right now. And we'll drift on down just in a little bit. Beautiful day out here. Well, I'll tell you what that does right there. It tells me they biting today. Oh, I got a big fish on, y'all. Oh, I don't know what this is. Oh my gosh, another big smallmouth. Another one, y'all. I'm telling you, a big one too. Boy, he was out here in about 30 foot of water. Oh yeah. Good Lord, this thing here's pulling drag. This is bigger than that other. Get that big chunk. We've been here about 15 minutes. Oh, y'all look here. A good solid big fish right there. I'm telling you, beautiful fish too. Man, God. That's what I'm talking about. We're having one of them good days of fishing. Woo, got him hooked right there in the corner of the mouth. Look at that. Just barely got it. Just right there where you're supposed to get him. All right, folks, gonna turn him loose. Oh, smallmouth. There we go, thank you. Look, you see, go back down through yonder, boy. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, boy. You want to get that minnow down there close to the bottom. And you actually want to kind of just tip it along the bottom. But if you put too much weight on it, it'll get down behind them rocks and you'll get hung a lot. So you want to just find that perfect combination that that the current calls for, that you're fishing at the time. When you're fishing in these river systems like this right here, man, it's all about the current. What current's perfect right here, slowly just easing us down through here, just perfect drift. Perfect. I like it a little bit overcast when I'm fishing for smallmouth, but it's that time of the year. If they're hungry, they're gonna eat. Don't think it's gonna make no difference. I want y'all to look there. What a beautiful place, folks. Look up there yonder. Ain't that pretty? I tell you what, when you're out here fishing too, you gotta enjoy nature. I mean, it ain't all about just catching, or it's just about being out here. Ain't that right, Ed?
Absolutely.
We done been down this bank right here. This makes the second time we've been down this bank. We caught them first 2 get big smallmouth when we first got here on this bank right here, and we ain't caught nothing since. So we fixing to change. We're gonna run up river here. Let's head on up the river now. Get ready, we fixing to ice us up a big smallmouth. Or something anyway. Yes, we are. Yep. Okay. Let's try right here, right next to that, another side of that big rock. Boy, and that's showing a lot. Look here, folks. Showing a lot of fish down there. See all them little specks? That's fish. Anyway, we finna catch one right here. It's getting late in the afternoon. Getting about time for them big fish to go to bite. Ed, you need to catch you one here, boy. Wait a minute here now. Oh, I may have one on. Oh man, got my minnow. Uh-oh, eagle. I hear eagle. Look at the eagle, y'all.
Bald eagle.
Yeah, look here. See him? There's 2 of them. Him. Look. Oh, Ed back there, boy. He's honed in. Got him, Ed? Good one? Oh, big smallmouth. Let me get back here with you. Let me get back here with you, boy. Oh, there. Look here.
Sir.
Ed got him a big smallmouth. Got him a big one. Look at that, boy. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Ed. That makes the day feel. That makes the day, don't it?
Absolutely.
Lordy mercy, look at that, what a big old fish. Good deal, man, congratulations. We're having a pretty good afternoon, I'd say, ain't we?
Yes. I'm ready to do that again.
All right. Like I said, as you can tell, done quite a bit of hunting in the past. I spent a lot of time sitting in a tree stand in the woods. And all these deer right here, they were shot with this bow right here. This is a PSE bow. It's one of the older bows. I'm gonna start out showing y'all this deer right here. This right here is an Alabama deer. It's a 12 points. I mean just a straight up 12. 6 points on each side. And there's a big mature buck. And I shot this deer right here late in the afternoon, sitting up in the tree stand watching a food plot. And I saw a doe come up into the food plot. She kept looking behind her, Now this is late December going into January, which is right when the rut starts taking place here in North Alabama. And she walked on out in the food plot, and all of a sudden, this big rack right here, it just came out of the brush, out in the food plot, and I thought, oh my gosh. Anyway, she fed out there, and finally she worked over there towards me and came right by me, and he made the mistake of coming right behind her, and there he is right there. Now this deer right here, it's also an Alabama deer. It's got 13 points. It's basically just a 10 with some sticker points. I got one right here, and one right there. It makes him a 13 point. There's a couple of unique things about this deer right here I'll point out to you. But first, I shot this deer here about a half a mile from where I shot this deer the previous year. And the cool thing about this deer right here is his color. Don't you just look how blonde he is. First time I saw this deer, he looked like a ghost coming down through the timber. It's really cool looking. And I remember distinctly seeing this real dark patch right here in contrast with this white nose. It was late in the afternoon, and he came down there about 30 yards. First time I seen him, and I shot at him, missed him, shot right under him. So I thought, well, I'll never see him again, but About a week later, I moved about a half a mile from where I shot at him that first time, got up in a cedar tree and next to a big thicket. And like I said, it was during the rut. And some does come out in the hayfield there behind me, and I just happened to look around in that thicket, and I seen him coming through the thicket, and I recognized him instantly on account of this right here. And but anyway, just a real blonde looking deer, just a beautiful buck. Cape on him and everything, and that's one unique thing. The other unique thing is this right here. You can see right there, see how slick that is? And that's worn down into the antler. And that antler's hard now. He didn't do that rubbing a little tree or a little brush, a little bit of brush. I think what he did that right there. You seen these telephone poles, got these cables coming down that goes in the ground, these metal cables. I think he was rubbing that right there on one of them metal cables. That's the only thing I can think of. It's just slick as a button right there. Just a beautiful deer though. But this antelope right here is a big antelope. I shot him in Colorado. And I will say this about an antelope. That right there is some of the best eating wild game meats you can ever eat. Delicious. I mean, real good. You'd be surprised how good it is. Real sweet meat. I love that meat right there on an antelope to eat. Now, let's move on over here to this deer right here. This deer right here, look how wide he is. This is a Tennessee deer. I shot him, we owned a little farm up in Tennessee, and that's where I shot this deer here. These Tennessee deer in certain areas in Tennessee where I shot this deer, they're stocked with Texas deer years and years ago, so they got that bloodline in them. And it's small bodies, but wide racks. That deer right there, I bet wouldn't weigh 110 pounds. And it wasn't a young deer. I had him aged. He's like 4.5 years old. But it's just a beautiful buck. And let's see, what has he got? 10 points. He got some beautiful brow tines on him. Wide, got a little kicker back there in the back. I shot this deer right here the first time I ever seen him. Didn't even know he was out there. And I wasn't even gonna hunt that afternoon. Just a spur of the moment deal. I thought, well, I'll just go down here and get my tree stand. I didn't have no camouflage or nothing. I just had blue jeans on and just a cream colored shirt, best of my memory. And got my bow, went down and climbed up in it. It was in a cedar tree, so I had some cover around me. And hey, it wasn't 30 minutes later, some does walked out in the food plot, and he showed up right behind them. And he walked out there at about 30 yards, and that's where he made his mistake. So here he is now. But anyway, that's that deer right there. Now this deer right here, that's the biggest bodied deer I ever shot. That deer right there come from Kansas. He weighed 285 pounds, and there ain't no guessing. We weighed that deer, so that's what he weighed. Now that's live weight. That ain't field dressed. And he's got a nice rack on him right there, but he ain't real big for Kansas. I mean, Kansas got some giant deer. I used to go out there every year hunting for about 10 years, and I mean, I got some really big deer, but I was tickled with that deer. He's pretty buck. Now this deer right here, I shot him in Montana, and there's a cool story behind this deer right here. I'd done seen this deer a couple of times out there because it's wide open country and you do a lot of glassing with binoculars, and it's all pretty much spot and stalk. So this particular deer, I knew was hanging out in this little ravine, and so I went down there and I set up that afternoon on him, and it got late, didn't see anything, so I got up and started kind of easing my way back to the truck, and I looked up and I saw this buck walking straight to me across the field, just coming straight with his head down. He wasn't even looking where he was going. He was just looking down at the ground, just walking. His old rack just bobbing up and down, coming straight to me. So I just knelt down on my knees and got my bow in front of me. There was a little bit of brush in front of me, not much. And he just kept walking, kept coming, and finally he got about 5 yards from me. and he raised his head up, and he realized, uh-oh. And by the time he raised his head up, he turned broadside, and I shot him. And there he is right there. And that deer right there, that's a pretty nice 9-point. I shot him out in Texas. That right there is a Tennessee deer. Now, deer I'm finna show you right here, it's a very special deer. I shot this deer in Tennessee back in 2017. Look here. I nicknamed this deer right here Brush Pile, and you can see why. I saw him in velvet before the season opened up, and I told my wife Angela, I said, he looks like he's got a brush pile on top of his head. And this deer right here, he's classified as a cluster buck. And you can see how he just comes up and he just blows up everywhere. There's really no main frame to this deer. And there's been several shot in Tennessee, but not a lot of them. This here is one of the few that's ever been. I think there's only been 2 shot in Tennessee with a bow and arrow. And this is one of them right here. If I ain't mistaken, I think he's got 26 scoreable points. He's not a wide deer at all. He just straight up with a bunch of points, just going everywhere. So you can see, I'll go around the rack right here. You can see all them points. Look at all them, boy. Ooh-wee. And I done decided that I was gonna hunt brush pile the whole season long. Matter of fact, I had a trip planned for Kansas that year, and I canceled that trip because I wanted to spend all my time trying to hunt this deer right here. And I shot him the first afternoon. I sat in a tree stand the 3rd day of opening week of archery season in Tennessee. So this photo right here, this is a photo of a display that the TWRA put together in 2018, and it was on display at the National Wild Turkey Federation that year in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's a cluster buck display. And here's brush pile right there, and that's me. And see this deer right here? That's a Stephen Tucker buck. At the time, it was a world record deer right there. And several of them in there, nice bucks. But anyway, yeah, after I shot old brush pile there, I thought, well, I might need to start fishing. So that's what I done, folks. Started fishing, bought me a boat, started fishing. I got me a YouTube channel. And folks, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll catch you next time.